Your brain seeks knowledge and information. This is an amazing time in humanity. Knowledge and information is doubling every 12 to 13 months. We are drawn to people who say they know, doctors, lawyers, priests, politicians. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to repeat this twice. Nobody knows what you think they know. Nobody knows what you think they know. When I got into this initially, I was excited. I really felt like we were making a difference. But after about 3, 4, 5 years in the industry, it became very difficult. Not that people didn't get information, not that the intentions of the people were good, but it was an incomplete story. It was unpredictable. And after 3, 4, 5 events people would go to, not only did they not get the results they wanted, they actually lost credibility with themselves in the process. You know, one of the things that really disturbs me is when people get stuck on giving someone a predictable process, they say, well, you need to meditate on it. Well, I don't know if you've ever studied meditation, understand meditation. It is a complicated, difficult process. As a matter of fact, some research shows that less than 5% of people who begin meditation have continued it over a year. As a matter of fact, most people who meditate have it as a negative experience. They think the same thoughts that have them stuck, and or they feel like they're wasting time. And when they quit, they feel like they have another failure under their belt. Mindfulness is more predictable. We have the Recreation Handbook, which I've spoken about many times. The only predictable way to meditate, and we're going to talk more about this in future lessons, is neurofeedback training. They prove that the alpha wave is the brainwave of meditation, and if you want predictable results in your life, that's what you need to do. After I left the life enhancement industry, I got to work with a gentleman named Adam Crane. This gentleman is probably one of the foremost experts in neurofeedback, and he was ahead of his time. And so he taught me these neurofeedback techniques that were the predictable, sustainable way to meditate. Anyway, Adam also talked about knowledge and information, and he said, Steve, knowledge and information is going to explode, and we need to talk about consciousness processing. He wrote a book, Mind, Fitness, and the Process, and one of the main concepts he promoted and discussed was consciousness processing. There is an explosion of knowledge and information, but not all of it's good. There's a lot of information of a low quality. Stuff that distracts, stuff that's negative, stuff that keeps you stuck, that gives you that's a waste of your time. And what you need to do is really be discriminating and eliminate the low quality of consciousness. High quality of consciousness is stuff like that's insightful, that gives you energy, that really helps to move your life forward, that's consistent with your vision. And what you want to do is you want to move forward, not stay stuck in your current reality with that low quality of consciousness. Consciousness processing is an extremely important concept in this day and age. Well, there's another gentleman 50 years ago, another gentleman ahead of his time, and he said this: in times of change, the learners shall inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped for a life that no longer exists. Let's look at the knowledge and information. Let's look at some parameters for how we're going to start to seek this knowledge and information. I would also refer to a previous series, The Ultimate Transformation Humanity Upgrade. It really goes into this in detail. Again, your brain seeks knowledge and information. Here's some parameters to help you. When you're dealing with people, there's 3 types of people. There's people, number 1, that gossip. Their knowledge and information is about gossip. Eliminate them. Number 2 is people who talk about events. Well, probably good to talk about events, the weather, what's going on, the Yankees. But long term, you want to identify the people who talk about ideas that move this life forward. Health. I ran a wellness clinic in New York City for about 3 years, and here's what I found. Very rarely is health about knowledge or information. You have access to all the knowledge and information. You can talk to 200 experts on what good health is, and you'll get 400 opinions. What you want to do is you want to be focused on your personal journey. Health is a personal journey, and once you have the basic knowledge, that's how you want to move forward. We talked about leverage. It's not just about leveraging money, it's about leveraging this knowledge and information. It's about leveraging your contacts and leveraging your time. Multiple sources of income. Do what you love, but make your money through multiple sources. That's a Bob Proctor quote. It's totally appropriate. What we want to do is in our organizations is we're in this time of amazing change and these disruptive technologies. We want to be ahead of the curve. We want to look at our organizations in terms of getting the knowledge of all the people in our organization so we can continue to provide exchange in abundance. The organization that we developed was Relationship Development and Transformation. We put relationship first because life is about relationship with everything, not just with each other. It's about relationship with food, finances, money, society, God, life, your creator, whatever you believe in. But relationships are actually the most important aspect of life. And I want to give you some profound knowledge and information on relationships, a relationship study. It's called the Grant Study. It's actually more commonly referred to as the Harvard Longitudinal Study. This started in 1940 with 264 Harvard undergraduates and 456 inner city youth from the city of Boston, disadvantaged inner city youth. And what they did was very systematically and methodically track them over the next 80 years. And what they did is they surveyed them and said, what constitutes happiness? Well, most people thought that fame and fortune is the most common answer to what constitutes happiness. They're dead wrong. In this study, they unequivocally substantiated that what constitutes happiness is relationships. A happy life is brought about by relationships. A good life is brought about by seeking knowledge and information.